Hi and welcome to today. I'm Amanda and I'm taking you on my 31 days of essential tools and supplies. My essential tools and supplies may be different from yours, but today we're going to be playing with. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to today. So today I'm going to be showing you working with glue stencils. I'm not actually going to show you how to make them. I'm going to show you some of the designs I've created and then I'll show you how I use it in my journal. Okay, so what you need for making a glue stencil is a glue gun. I'm on my 4th glue gun. I've kind of really used them hardcore in the beginning, and this is the latest one I've brought, and as you can see it's kind of not worse for wear, but it's I find this one a good one. And what else? And I've got the glue sticks. You can get the 6-inch or 12-inch ones, depending on what you're working on. Each has its benefits. Like if you're working on a project with the longer ones that you don't want to have to stop and change the glue stick, then the longer ones are better. So you've got your Teflon sheet, and here are some of the designs I've made. Now, everything that I've shown you is very cheap and economical to purchase. Obviously the glue guns go up in price, and I think it's probably better if you're going to use a glue gun for other projects, it's better for you to spend buy one that's decent rather than these cheap ones. But the cheap ones can be really good for doing simple little projects like this, and they last as long as they last. But over time, if you're going to use it, I mean, I use a glue gun in quite a few other projects using, you know, paper mache, cardboard, loads of other things, and the glue gun, as I say, the glue gun that I've got now is, I think it cost me, I can't even remember how much it cost me, but it's been the most expensive one, but it has lasted. It's lasted so far maybe 2 years. I think they're probably supposed to last a bit longer than that, but again it depends on its usage. Okay, so let me show you this Teflon sheet. This particular one actually cost me quite a bit. I think it was about £10. But you can actually get them if you go to your dollar store. It's those Teflon baking sheets. It does exactly the same job, and you can get those for $1. So had I known, I would have done that, but this has served as well. I brought this when I was using Friendly Plastic and the heating tool, so that's why I spent that money, because it came as a kit. Anyway, so let's have a look at some of these glue stencils that I've made. So I've just kind of, when I've been feeling like I want to do something but I'm not sure what I want to do, this has been something that has enabled me to just do something creative by creating different shapes and patterns. Should I come in a bit more? It's going out. Creating different shapes and patterns. Actually, if I put it on a... Is that better? Is that better? Or is that better? That's what they do in the the opticians. Okay, sorry, without further ado. So I just create different shapes, and I guess I will be showing you further down the line some how to do it, but if you want to try and practice now, I would just go for it, you know, because it really is simple. As long as you kind of connect the edges, as long as you make sure they connect, you know, once it's dry it will be usable like that. So here's another nice one, and these are really good for backgrounds. Yeah, they're really good for creating backgrounds, and you can create, as I said, as many different shapes as you want. And so that's one of the things I would do. Like, so here's a face actually. I'll show you the face again, but against the darker surface. Okay, let's do it against this. I'll be able to see it better. I haven't used it yet. Okay, so faces again, just, and as I say, if you want to create your own individual looking, I'm tongue-tied today, stencils for backgrounds, creating your own unique backgrounds, then creating, you know, these is really good, especially if you're, you know, the idea of copyright. If you're using some of the stencils that you purchase, there's the issue of copyright and using somebody else's design. But if you create your own, then and also creating things that you're going to be selling. This one didn't work very well. It's supposed to be another kind of spiral. Okay, so that just kind of disintegrated. I've got this square here with a heart, and you just have to experiment. But as I was saying, if you're using other stencils that you've shop brought and you're using it in work that you want to sell, there's issues there because it isn't, you know, everything isn't your own. So I would suggest, so this is very similar to this one, but almost kind of tree-like. I was going for the tree-like look. And you can do any design. I don't know, this got messed up. This was supposed to be like a kind of continuous flower. But until you practice, so this is probably, the ones at the bottom are the kind of first ones I was making. That's a bird there. This one says reality art. But again, you have to practice with wording. Now, the only thing that I've found, what's this one say? Hope. See, I guess I have to keep them better than keep them in that bag, because where you've got wording and it's thinner, it will break. But don't throw them away. This says faith. Don't throw them away, because again, it's still background, you know, interest if you're creating backgrounds and creating layers. So, you know, they will all be of good, be of use. I even like the colour of the paint that I've used on here. You could even use this in an art piece, an embellished art piece. So I tried in the beginning to do lots of words. This says Grace, Reality Arts. There's me. It's another heart. This is Love in a Circle. A mishmash of something. I don't know what was going on here. This was just a mishmash. But it's great to play, and that's what this is all about, being able to play with your supplies, find out how else you can use them, and you know, they come in handy. That then comes in handy when you're creating whatever it is you create. I mean, I feel that. I mean, as a mixed media artist. Anyway, flowers. Flower, and that's just shapes. I showed you this anyway, yeah, so you can see the face. So that's one of the things that is really worthwhile doing. What I find with these is they don't really work well with the brushes. If you're going to use them in your journal, you need the spray paints, and I'm just going to show you how it would look in my journal that we've been utilising along the way. And again, just working on, or just adding to pages that we've been doing as the time has gone on, over the days, weeks, months and years. Okay, so As you can see, this page is built up with a lot of the tools that I've been showing you, the supplies that I have, and they've all added, apart from some of them, like obviously the books with ideas, but anyway, they've all added to creating some bit of interest on this page. You've got the painter's mark making, you've got the graphite, you've got stencils, you've got stamps, you've got I did embossing. In one of the videos I showed you if I was to emboss it. I haven't shown you my embossing powders and my heat gun, so maybe that will be another. I don't use it as often, but it does make really nice additions to surfaces. What else have we got? Paints, acrylic paints. We've got the Inktense pencils. Did I do the? I didn't actually. I don't think I did do the Inktense pencils on here. But you've got the stamps, some of the main things anyway, and gesso, and colouring gesso. So, and this was the black gesso, which goes on really well, and has great coverage. Anyway, so let's just try with one of these stencils and see how it turns out. Now, what did I say? I probably need one that's flat. Let me just add this here. So the thing about the thickness of the stencil is that there's going to be, once you've sprayed it, obviously there's going to be paint on this side. So do not waste it, do not just wash it down the thing, but use it on another page. So I would normally just get the stencil and sandwich it in another page and get that off. With these stencils, I might need to use fabric. So I've got my little fabric journal as well that I've been using alongside. And I'll probably, so these are using the painters that I showed you, and using one painter, but moving it in a particular way so that you can change the tips, and then you get obviously different designs. So using one pencil or one piece of one supply, and just by changing the direction you can get different shapes that you can add to your work. Anyway, and that's just variation. I want to try the face as well. Actually, I want to try the face. So I'm just going to put it there. And I've got these misters. These are really, I love these. And this particular one is my favourite colour. So let us try this. I'm just gonna, okay. Just gonna spray. And as you can see, it's settling on the front. And okay, so let's see what we've got. There we go. You want to come in? So there's a design, my own stencil that I created. Once that's dry, that's going to look really nice, and you could either do it at the end of your painting by adding, you can mask areas. So if you wanted to decorate, say like I've decorated, sorry about this, like I've decorated her, like a top bit, you could do that with your own stencils. I mean, this is again my own design and my stamp. So I'm going to let that dry and we'll leave that. But with this, as I say, I would put it on another page, and let's put this somewhere. Put it here so it can dry. Okay, so I put it on another page so that I get the paint off, nothing's wasted. So I'm using the fabric because it's going to absorb a lot better, so hopefully it will transfer. Well, any paint that transfers is what we want. We just want to get the paint off, so it doesn't matter that it's not particular image. So some of the paint has come off on here, which is fine because it will add to the background. And if you've used dryer sheets as well, this is a great way, or a way that dryer sheets or paper towels, it's another way that you can colour them by then just getting the last bits of paint off. And if you're doing that regularly, you've then got, have I got it here? Yeah. So this is what I've done with, I'll show you this dryer sheet. So you just remove that. So taking all the paint off with the dryer sheet. I don't wash my stencils, but use them in this way. Do it in this way. So got all the paint off, and then once the dryer sheet is dry, you can decorate it with fabric paints. So I've done this one. So this is another idea coming from the one. So taken the dry sheets and then decorated it with the these things there, scribblers, 3D paint. This is a particular glow in the dark. I don't particularly use these, but this particular one. But this one is 3D paint, but I don't always use it as a 3D paint. I would use it, add it, and then maybe smear it on the surface. And then I've added some stitching. So I've sandwiched two together, added the stitching, and then added some interesting shapes and marks using these. Okay, so there you go. I think we'll leave it there. So that's something for you to consider. Think about whether you would use a glue gun, and think about all the possibilities that you can do with them. They're really, it's a great tool to have, and it's a glue gun is a great tool to have anyway. But the things that you can create with them, obviously you're sticking, sticking stuff together with them. But the things that you can create, like making your own stencils, is finding another use for it that will benefit you. Because, as I said, this, we've got our journal page that we've added our own individual stencil to, and you can try different designs. Let me just try. It's depending on how much spray that you add. So I've got, let me just put that there. So I've got this particular stencil. It's like just a series of squares, shapes. And then I've got these, they're just, so simply spray. So it's a spray can, like a spray can. But because of not looking after them as well as I should, the nozzles get bunged up. So all of the ones that I've opened, the nozzles have got bunged up. So what I've had to do is use a spray bottle lid for this demonstration. And I think you can spray it a bit further away, but again, you'll get the shape, and so that's something that you can create using these, and it will give you nice effects. And if you spray further away, it'll be a lot finer spray, and it not kind of take over the whole page. And obviously make sure that you protect your surfaces. So again, I would just use this and put this one over. I'm just going to wipe this up before it dries. But again, nothing goes to waste. If you use a dryer sheet or a tissue or a paper towel, those can be used in your projects. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so that's come off. More of that has come off. and I can let it do that. It's not going to stick, and I just want to get this last bit off. And I'll probably have to, so we got more paint off and another bit of a design there, and then maybe just using the dryer sheet, I'm getting more paint off, final bits of paint. I think these particular sprays are like an acrylic. This is quick drying, but you can use these on, it's acrylic paint, because you can use it on fabric, wood and foam or poster board. So it dries with a kind of, it's acrylic in a can basically. I will be linking where you can possibly get them from. I've had these for a couple of years, and I got them in my local, there's 2 Woolworths left in the world as far as I know. One's in Norway or Holland and the other's in Barbados, so I brought these in Barbados. But again, as I say, I need to look after them better because the nozzles for each got all bunged up. Okay, so let's leave that there for now. See the nice shape that we've got, and that's like, you know, not the one that we set out to do, but it's one that's come as a result of, you know, cleaning our stuff off, but we've got a design that we can work on, or the start of a page that we can work on. So that's the glue stencils, and I hope you found that useful, and I'd love to see any that you come up with. Please do leave a comment below, and even a link to where you've done it. I'd love to, as I said, I'd love to see what you've done. And yeah, hope you have fun. Hope you find different things that you can again do with your supplies, and to kickstart your creativity and to help you really kind of. Sometimes, you know, you just need a few minutes to do something, or you need something to get you out of a creative slump, and sometimes it's just, you know, sorting, playing. I could sort these in their kind of different categories, squares or whatever, but they're kind of things that, you know, I find cleaning up, if I've got stuff on my mind, cleaning up and organising helps me, you know, get through whatever it is. So that could be something that you do. I'm not doing that now, but look forward to seeing you tomorrow, where we are going to look at something else as a essential, Art Studio essential. So take care for now and see you tomorrow. Bye.